Hopefully you guys can hear me. Just sitting here waiting for my daughter in dance class. And I figured I'd go live and just hang out. It's about 20 degrees out in Michigan. It was a cold one today. Super windy, really icy. All the roads are real nasty and it's dangerous out there. I'm going to wait for a few minutes for some people to show up. See how everyone's day is going. I had a good day today, though. I got some work done finally. Didn't have a lot of meetings. I was able to create a new SQL database and migrate some data from my company to that database because I'm going to do some AI. Hey, Tiff, how you doing? I'm just kind of starting the live chat. How was your day? I was saying my day was pretty good. I started migrating data into a MySQL database. I haven't done traditional SQL in years. Doing well. Good. How's the driving going out there in Colorado? We're getting a decent amount of snow. Not too bad. I know you got kind of a long drive there at 9 in the morning. Like 45 minutes, 9 in the morning, my time. For you, I think it's probably 7 a.m. or whatever. No snow yet? Yeah, I heard it's been pretty dry out in the mountains. Like, no good snow for all the snow resorts, or the ski resorts, I mean. Thank goodness. You don't like the snow? You live in Colorado? What are you thinking? Man, I had a good 2-hour live stream last night. I just did another 3D print workshop room. Just went and reviewed that. It was a good time. It was late last night, like 10 o'clock my time. Yeah, I feel bad for the people that like to ski because there's no measurable snow count here. That's really bad. And it's like January. So, man. Yeah, I just booked travel. I'll be in Tennessee at the end of the month for a couple days. Nice. That's great. You going to like a tourist resort like Gatlinburg or Chattanooga? I used to drive through Tennessee going down to Florida every other year. Beautiful country. Yeah, I caught a little bit of it. I couldn't chat because I was washing the dishes, but I always try to support from the back. Yep. Same here. Sometimes I chime in when I'm joining live chat and then I just stick the headphones on. YouTube Premium. By the way, I did learn a little caveat about YouTube Premium that you may not know about. And maybe this will change with you. I don't know yet. I don't think it will, though. If you're YouTube Premium and you're watching a live stream, if someone's monetized, like John over at Daily Driving, I watch his live streams from time to time, I can turn off my phone and still listen to it. But on your channel, I cannot. And I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of silly if you ask me, but I get it. Like, I guess YouTube is probably taking a small cut of YouTube Premium if you're monetized. So when you do get monetized, people will be able to listen to your live streams when you hit the 4,000 watch hours, which I think you're going to do because you're going to keep live streaming, right? Not at all. I'll be somewhere in the sticks counting inventory at a warehouse. Oh, okay, so it's for business. That's cool though. You know, it's a good time to get away and take a little trip, get away from the daily grind, you know. I like traveling on business here and there. I think occasionally I do like kind of miss the family sometimes, you know. Especially that first day, I kind of feel sad leaving them. Then when I get on work on site, I'm usually fine then. But you know, you do miss your family. Inventory, huh? Yeah, maybe that's something I'll have to keep track of if I do the 3D printing shop. I don't think I'll be counting the type of inventory that you're dealing with. So, yeah, our business has a fair amount of inventory. I know that. I just ran through these Excel spreadsheets that had hundreds of thousands of rows, so I know that we usually have a decent. I think we have 2 warehouses at my company, so we burn through. We go through a lot of inventory cycling. I learned that I shot myself in the foot with my watch hours. I made some videos unlisted category. Oh, that doesn't count towards watch hours? Hence the reason why I haven't met my goal. Really? Huh. Even though, okay, an unlisted video, even if you send people to it, it took 350 hours out of my URN category. Okay. I don't know what that is. Something category. Some type of video you did that was unlisted. Now that I know better, I have made those videos public again, but it could take 72 hours before they show back up. Gotcha. I assume that you're going to do your, you called it, what was it called? Buffering, right? Buffering show. Like when you're saying people are buffering, do you mean live streaming essentially? I'm not up to speed with the top lingo of the YouTube crowd these days. I'm not YouTube street smarts. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I had a another good trade today. I sold 3 covered calls on Oracle 2 days ago. It spiked up to 205, and I said I need to take this because it's been bearish. And 2 days later, today, it's been dumping, and so I closed the position. I made $800 in 2 days. I was pretty happy with that. You know, I mean, the cover call was like $2,600, but it was 3 months out. So in 2 days, I made a third of it. So I'm like, I'll just close the position and get back in. Maybe if we get another rally on that stock. But I got to figure out what I want to put my money into. Obviously, you saw my video. I sold Tesla. Not all of it, but sold a big chunk. And now I'm going to rebalance, kind of spread my risk profile out, which was the point of selling that position. I don't know. I just thought to myself, man, is attempting to be a multimillionaire really worth the stress, the risk? You know, when I've got this big position in the bag, I can cash it out and spread out the wealth a little bit more and not have as much risk. Not to say that if you invest in the S&P 500, it can go down 50%, right? We've all seen that happen, like in 2008. But I don't know. Those are my thoughts on things. Yeah, other than that, let's see what. Yes, that is what buffering is when you are live streaming and you freeze. Yeah, when you freeze, you get the little spinner. Like you guys call that buffering. I would call that TCP socket close. That's what happens there. Basically, a stream is like a TCP socket that's sending a bunch of little payloads. And then when you close your phone or whatever, now you've closed all that. The buffering essentially has been stopped through that socket. Now, usually it may not close depending on your phone that you have, but yeah, it's a good way to put it. But no, the show is not about buffering. It's just about what the hell I swipe into the shocking stuff that you see on YouTube. Yeah, I kind of got the gist, because you were taking screenshots probably of your shorts feed, and then you would comment on it. I like that. I like that approach, because you're not exactly doing reviews on channel. You're just kind of vibing at what you saw, like, oh man, look at this shot. So I thought that was kind of neat. It's kind of unique, if you ask me. I don't know if you've seen that somewhere else. Play, that's excellent. Congratulations. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the Tesla thing, it's been on my mind for a long time. But the Oracle trade that I did this week was a nice little short trade. It was nice little money here and there. But I'm still down on that position, like $12,000. So I'm just going to keep selling covered calls until I until I can get out. It is what it is. It's an AI stock. It's risky because of this debt all these data centers are going into. It was funny, John over at Real Thoughts Project, he had a video talking about how these AI data centers are taking up all the water, taking up the energy. So yeah, it's a concern. Okay, so I see that you went live in the horizontal. Yeah, I went live on the vertical the other night, but maybe it works better for in the car. But if I'm trying to show stuff, the horizontal is definitely better for showing off things that you're doing and whatnot. But maybe for the car, I could have switched to the vertical, obviously. I don't know. I just like the horizontal better for some reason. Just a little tip. Your lives do better if you make sure you go live in the vertical. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya. But you can't do both with a phone, can you? I know you did like some tips on that the other day. So, but let me tell you something. I think that I am no longer a software engineer, okay? I believe now, I mean, I have a different title. I'm a director of emerging technologies and projects. That's my official title. So technically, I'm not a software engineer, but I'm still doing tech in my company. And I'm kind of considering myself a prompt engineer at this point. I mean, today I had this not a project, I would just call it a task to migrate these Excel spreadsheets into a MySQL database. And I didn't code a single thing from scratch. I just put the spreadsheets in a directory and I just prompted Cursor, hey man, do this, do this, do this. And it did the entire thing. And if I wanted to make changes, I said, hey, I want these, you know, I need to adjust the primary key, add these two columns and build a hash out of it, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, in a way I'm a software engineer, but now I'm more of a prompt engineer. I'm just thinking about how to talk to the machine, the AI. It's crazy. Yes, I'm just vibing, highlighting, saying, hey, look what this guy is doing on their channel. Yeah, exactly, right. Did you do any of mine? I don't know. I didn't review the replay, but I caught your live stream for like 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't see me or not, but yeah, go ahead and make fun of me. That's all good. I saw like a couple screenshots of like somebody looking real bad, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, that's kind of unique. I think that's fun for a live stream. You know, that's what people want to do on live streams. Just have fun and hang out and chop it up in the chat, right? My live streams, I don't know, man. My channel's been just kind of, I don't know if I'd say it's dead. It's just been kind of stagnant, you know, just kind of flat. I've had a little bit of growth. John from Daily Driving, he had a couple people in there. I've been in that chat quite a bit, you know, interacting with some folks there and interacting with John. So they've kind of gotten to know me. They came over and subscribed. There was like 9 or 10 people in one day just all of a sudden subscribed. So John's been giving me good shout outs, good supports. So, but other than that, you know, the videos have been kind of flat, not really. But, you know, it's kind of my fault. I haven't been really putting in a ton of effort. I don't know, you know, it's just like, do I really want to put forth an extreme amount of effort with doing major editing, B-roll, thinking about complex scripts when there's no guarantee? And then even if I get a video to hit, even a 10,000 view video is like $100. Like, so I've come to the conclusion that YouTube's for fun. You know, even though I'm monetized, I still think it's just for fun. You know, make a couple bucks here and there. Cool. You know, I think it's for fun. I think it's for having fun with the community. What else? Giving guidance and wisdom, helping people do better in their life. That's the way I'm looking at YouTube. So I'm not going to take it like super seriously. I'm just going to, again, stick to what I've been doing. Just do one takes, And if YouTube decides to change the algorithm and people start to like that kind of content, then I'll do well. Otherwise, it's going to be the reactions and the political takes and the doom and glooms and the resentful relationship type of content. That's always going to win. Jerry Springer wins. You know, Tiff. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, I know you do. It's like, do you want to do the Jerry Springer takes? You know? I don't know, Tiff. Like, you were talking the politics the other day on the live stream. I think you could do it. You know? It's definitely a way. You would definitely get your hours in and your views in if you start talking politics. And if you have a strategy for it. Now, see, the first one with the gifts, you have to be monetized in order to get the gifts. So that one was mostly about monetized creators. The next show is completely different. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so you're gonna kind of change it up, the theme of each show. That's cool. Yeah, I've got, I think, 2 other people in here, but yeah, if you guys don't know, Tiff's Take 1 is her screen, or her handle. She's doing like a Saturday live stream where she just takes screenshots of other YouTubers and kind of just, you know, I guess talks about them and makes fun of them, kind of thing. It's just kind of fun. She's got music bumping in the background, so yeah, that's what it's about. It's just vibing and having fun and not taking life too seriously. Yeah, exactly. Yep, I agree with that. Too many of us and too much content on YouTube is way too serious. You know, even my channel is pretty serious. I'm always talking about money and work and AI. I've been having a little bit more fun though. Last night's live stream, I went and I did a show and tell of all my UCS Ultimate Collector Series Lego sets. Showed everyone on the live stream, so that was kind of fun. And I'm having fun with the 3D printer workshop. I think that's a lot of fun. I bought the time-lapse little camera chip that goes on this 3D printer. I'll do some time lapses and have fun doing that. But you're still being consistent. Just continue to stay consistent. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to do Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday, Saturday is kind of just up in the air. You know, I still like doing my Friday ticker video. As long as I do like 1 trade or 2 every other week or every week, I can do some content there. I am going to be looking into some companies for the Friday ticker, so then maybe I can talk about some companies I'm looking into. No, you're not making that much money off of it. I think that's the realization that Aaron Reactivated has been coming to, that he's spending way too much time producing and editing videos that he's not getting paid for. Yeah, I think Aaron, if you guys don't know, Aaron Reactivated, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got great edited content, and but he spends too much time on it, but he just wants to do what he wants to do. He doesn't care about the monetization because 10,000 views is $100. It's a nothing burger for most people out there. You know, you got to be up at the 100,000 view level before you can make even a living on. I mean, his content, I think, is worth probably some of those 100,000 views, but people just don't vibe with that. They want the Jerry Springer show. If he did the Jerry Springer show in his version, he would be making the 100,000 views. Let's see. We got to figure out how to not have the chat disappear. We got to keep pressing it. And you know, you can reach out to companies for brand deals, like when you get your 3D printing stuff up. Yeah, that would be a good match, and it would make sense with the channel. If I'm talking about some 3D printing videos, yeah, I could do like a brand deal with Bamboo or Creality or whatever these other companies are. That would be a good idea, Tiff. I would definitely start emailing those companies and seeing if they would do a collaboration. Yeah, that's a good idea, Tiff, because I do have the monetization, like you said, a small audience. Yeah, that's a good idea. Could go through that process. Even though those companies, they want you to you can't disclose the deal usually if you're going to do a brand deal. So That's one of those things. But yeah, it's cold here. It's 20 degrees out. Just sitting here in the dark waiting for my daughter. She's in dance. We do dance on Wednesdays, which is good. It gets me out of the house. I'm in the house like probably 80% of the week. I rarely get out working from home. But I got to probably book some travel for work. Thinking about doing a trade show. Not hosting it, but flying out and attending a trade show out in LA. So that'll be interesting. Tech trade show. I got to talk to my boss too and see if I got to go to a trade show for the company that they do. I'm not sure they want me there. You know, usually it's just salespeople at the end of the day. It's kind of schmoozing and whatnot, but it's always good to kind of get a feel for technology, where things are going. So other than that, I'm trying to think. I'm looking into spring break too. Like, you know, do we want to travel somewhere? I'm not sure yet. I think I mentioned on the live stream last night, we were thinking about, I was mentioning to my family Great Wolf Lodge, you know, water park, doing something like that for a couple days. We don't like to go away for the entire week. We like to get at least a couple days at home to kind of relax, you know, watch some movies, catch up on family time at our house. But we'll see. I've looked into Colorado and skiing, but man, it's super expensive these days. And I bet you would get a brand deal with Lego too. That would be the dream. Should I change the channel up to building Lego sets? I have enough of them, right? I could have enough content to do, you know, Lego sets at least once a week. I could start a second channel doing just Lego sets. Dan builds something, right? Dan builds the Legos. Wealthy life Legos, right? Yeah, that'd be fun. I am having a Lego party for my son at this place called Bricks and Minifigs. And they sell used sets. So it's kind of like an eBay, but it's like a store location. I think they sell on eBay too. But it's a nice little store. The owner's really nice, and I follow them on Facebook and support them whenever we get out to that side of the town. It's on the other side of town, which is a good thing. If it was on my side of town, I might be tempted to go and drive there and shop. I haven't bought any Lego sets in such a long time. I don't have any room for them. I'd have to sell some to make room for new ones. And the new ones are so cool. I totally want some new ones, but I don't feel like spending the money either. One of those things. Roberto Blake did a community post that most people probably missed, where he gave away the secret to the YouTube sauce. Okay. Roberto Blake. Never heard of him. Maybe they're a big YouTuber or something. What about long form, Tiff? Are you gonna get into doing some long form again? You like doing the live streams. You can go for quite a long time. You know, that's pretty impressive. I've done some 2-hour live streams. I don't have an issue with it. I did a 2-hour one last night. I was having a lot of fun. Me and a couple people were vibing with talking about stocks, 3D printing, stuff like that. Yeah, it is hard right now, man. There is a lot of drama going on with the politics these days. It is hard to focus. I will say that. You know, you get sucked into the Twitter or news drama, whatever your news feed is. You're gonna see it, and it is hard to focus. But man, I'm staying focused. You know, I'm not gonna dive deep into that stuff. It's a distraction. And then it burns your year, you know, it burns your 2026. So I want my 2026 to have an impact, you know, baby steps. I'm going to baby step this year, make some improvements at my work, on the YouTube channel. I'm doing that with live streams. I'm doing live streaming more, which I like. Make some improvements on the whole 3D printing thing, explore that. Let's see here. Yeah, no, you can't close the deal, but at least you would start getting free product and getting paid from people ordering product off your clickable links. Yeah, exactly. You could start incorporating commercials into your videos that you're paid off of directly instead of depending on AdSense. Yeah, that is how most YouTubers make it, because like I said, 10,000 views is $100. 100,000 views is $1,000, right? And most YouTubers aren't making 100,000 views. Even like an average YouTuber, they're probably getting like between 5 and 10,000 views, which again is $100. So yeah, you got to have the AdSense if you want to make a living on it. I'm never going to make a living on YouTube. No way. I make too much. I make too much in the stock market compared to YouTube. Let's see here. My Oracle trade, covered calls that I sold in 2 days. I had a 70,000 view video. That's what it is. $700 is 70,000 views in 2 days. Now I know YouTubers are able to make that. You know, there's some YouTubers like Anton Daniels, which I saw you watch him too. He he gets 50,000 views a day, right, on 5 videos a day. So yeah, he can make a living. He's got a whole team of production crew. But yeah, that's just not going to happen. I don't believe for me. Also, when you are on live, there is a chat filter button. You need to make sure that you filter it to all messages. Oh, top fans. Oh, that's top fans. I'll have to look into that. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Live chat, all messages. Man, am I missing messages? That's gonna annoy me if I did. No, I didn't. I don't think. It's all you, Tiff. Just you and me kind of having a conversation. That's okay. I've done that before too. I've hogged some I feel bad sometimes. I'll hog some people's live stream and just be chatting it up with them, having a conversation. No one else is getting a word in. But I think it's just you and me for right now. So it's hard to say because you look at the live stats and it's kind of not accurate sometimes. It's like sometimes it says 1, then 3, and then back down to 1. Sometimes it says 0, and I'm pretty sure you were still on. Good old YouTube, you know. But it's better than nothing, you know. They give us a good platform to do live streaming and talk to the community and hang out. So it's all good. Trying to think what else I could talk about. I was going to talk about kind of like the past a little bit. I was thinking about it earlier, but now I already forgot what I was going to talk about. Time is time is flying by. You know, it's already 2026. I'm going to be 46 years old next month. Every year goes by so quick. And before you know it, winter's going to be over. It's like it's the middle of January, right? It's going to be March in a month and a half. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm excited to get my printer too. It is coming a little later. I thought it was coming in 2 days from yesterday, which is tomorrow. I thought it was coming tomorrow, but I think that was just something they sent in an email. It is coming on Monday, so it's going to be like 5 days. It's shipping from California. Probably came off the boat or something like that, you know. Or the warehouse. It's probably a warehouse from that Bamboo Labs. Yes, I'm going to do long form again. Every time I was recording something, I've been so sick of my voice. It's just been sounding so weird that I've scrapped everything. Oh, really? Yeah, sometimes you get self-conscious about that. I hear you there. I've just gotten to a point after posting every day and so much that I don't even care too much how good the video is. I don't scrutinize a lot of the content. I mean, I will do a couple cuts. If I kind of repeated the same thing over and over, I might cut a section out. But for the most part, I don't rearrange my long form videos at all. I don't overthink it. I just chop out maybe one or two sections if I repeated myself or something like that. I don't get rid of my likes or ums or any of that stuff. I don't have time for it. I don't have time to try to, go viral because I cut out some likes or ums or whatever. I'm just going to be myself. I don't care anymore. That's what YouTubers got to do. You got to not care. If you want to get monetized, if you guys, somebody out there is a YouTuber, you see this video, you just got to roll with it. Just not care. That's what it comes down to. No one cares. People just want to listen to things on their headphones and just have something to watch for the most part. Yeah. I've thought about doing the politics, but there's so many people that do it. I don't need to add to it. It's just a what do I call it? A broken record, right? That's what it is. It's a broken record. You're just going to add to the broken record. Keep skipping. It keeps skipping. And you keep listening to the same thing pump through your head. I talk about listening to content so much. I like talking about that, though. I like just keep iterating. Guys, be careful what you listen to. It really is a problem. Even for me, I'm just as guilty. I fall victim, getting sucked into the black hole of death of horrible content. And everyone's got a phone out there ready to take the content that's going to be viral, and there's so much of it now. It's just like, man, you got to keep your head on straight and not fall victim to that. Because 20, 30 years ago when I was growing up, you didn't have these mechanisms to dive into the rabbit hole of dark holes of just politics, relationships, whatever it is, There's so much good stuff. Now that I dove into this 3D printing land, now I've got something refreshing to look into, I can learn a whole new category of stuff that I never understood before, that I'm not into, and I can find a whole new community of people that are into that versus getting on, like, again, the political spectrum. I'm sure I'll fall into it here and there, but I'm gonna hold myself to account and stay true to learning new skills. I need to get back into listening to stock market content creators. I'm not talking about day traders or anything, but like people who are looking into good quality companies and doing analysis on that. And maybe I'll reiterate what they say to you guys, because I got a lot of money to deploy. Maybe I'll go to Jeremy Lefebvre. He has made me a lot of money. He has had some bad picks here and there, but some of the picks I've made some of the life-changing money on. And every now and then I do agree with him, and I take a look at the company. I think about it for a while before I take a position. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that. And so I don't want to fall into the doom and gloom on X. That's the worst one, man. X, it's so hyperbolic. I don't know if that's the right word for it. It's so just scroll, and I'm sure TikTok's the same way. You scroll and you find just the worst content in the world. Yes, I'm good. Let's see here. Yeah. I'll be 50 next month. That's right. You're a February birthday, Tiff. Yep. The 19th. What about you? 50. You're going to do like well, I don't know if you're going to plan it, but maybe, hopefully your hubby is going to plan some sort of little 50th celebratory birthday party. That'd be fun, Some people don't like to celebrate that birthday, and I don't blame them. It's like halfway through, I don't like to think about it that way. I think that I still feel like I'm 20. Sometimes I feel like I'm 16 in my brain. My hustle, as far as my drive, definitely in my 20s. Obviously, the body is starting to give, though. You got the aches and pains. You got the I got arthritis in one of my knees, one of my toes. Yeah, I gotta stick to. I gotta get better about my diet. I eat okay as far as dinners and lunches, but man, I eat the snacks late at night. After a long day, I'm okay with eating a pudding, but then if I go down and get the bag of chips or I get some chocolate, that's what I don't want to do. I don't do ice cream at night because I get kind of a heartburn from that, so that's good. But I always do just eat a little bit of pudding, which is okay. But I gotta not do like a plate of chips. That's just not good for you at 46 years old or 50. And again, I think that you should do the diet videos because you had success with that. And not a lot of people have success. I think you could resonate with a lot of people just doing some, I don't know what you did. You did your thing. That's what you have to share as the value. Obviously, you're gonna give out the hard knocks truth of how to really lose weight and keep it. So, because I heard you talking about it on, I think, one of your live streams the other day. We talked about this. So, yeah, what else? What else could we talk about? Yeah, I think in the spring, life's going to get a little busier for me. Coming up into April, I've got baseball, Little League baseball. I'm going to do assistant coaching again. Sometimes they don't get head coaches to volunteer, and if they don't, I'm considering doing a head coach. So we'll see what happens there. I don't really want to because I don't want to deal with parents. You are a little more responsible doing that. I think I'm cool with the assistant coach. It's just as much fun, and you don't have to deal with parents. My wife deals with enough parents. I got enough drama with the parents. Yep, that's the reason why I just do my politic talks in lives. I just get my thoughts off there, and I don't think that it warrants being long form content. Yeah, I think live stream's not too bad. I think that, it's here and there. You want to get just something off your chest, your feelings and whatnot. I struggle with it. I think just in general, I'm just sad at where things are. I just don't think I ever thought when I was a kid that our country would be so political. And it's funny, I was at a park. I think I was by myself. I don't remember. I think I was doing like some photography or something at some park. And there was a news channel, or local news channel, that wanted to interview me, and I did an interview, and the question was, are we a divided country? And I had this optimistic thought that we weren't a divided country. I said people usually come together, and this was like maybe maybe it was before Trump, or maybe it was just around 2016. I didn't think we were that divided then. But now I think we are. I think that the country is really heavily divided, and it's just sad. I never really thought that we would be there. I've been very patriotic throughout my whole life. I was a Boy Scout. Always believed in the country. I still have hopes and belief in the country. I feel sad about the whole thing. It's just a hot mess all around, and I think it's mostly due to social media. I think that's the biggest culprit as to why we are where we are politically. Everyone's sucked into these camps, their little echo chambers, and no one's budging. No one's budging to the middle. I think the middle is where it's at. It's where the common ground is. That's the way we should move forward. You got to give and take in life. You're never going to get everything you want in life. In business, you're never going to satisfy everyone. You make a product, somebody's going to be vibing with it, somebody isn't. And the same thing in politics. You got to give and take. You're never going to get it all. And when we polarize ourselves too far to the left, too far to the right, we screw ourselves. That's my opinion on things. Let's see. I have been trying to get on Anton Daniels After Hours podcast. Yeah, channel. I think it's called Channel 9 or something. And then he's got. I mean, he's just on nonstop. The guy's got live streams of that the Millionaire Morning Show or whatever, and then he's got After Hours, and then he's got Channel 9. It's just crazy, man. You should get on there because there's a lot of young people on there. No offense to anyone who's on there. It's not that good of content, honestly. It's kind of just like, I don't know. I don't think it's that good, honestly. It's just something about it. February 9th. Yeah, 10 days. Yep. 50 years old. You got a good life, Tiff. You really do, you know. You got a good life. I know you've had some tragedy through your life, but seems like you got a great household, good family, a husband who makes you kind of laugh because he's kind of silly. The few times I've seen you interact with him, you roll your eyes, but it feels like you guys got a good family thing going there. You got some little kids, you know. Good for you. It's a good thing, man. You know, you look at the world today and there's a lot of people don't have families, and that's sad, you know. A lot of people are single, they're stubborn. Again, left versus right, too far to one way or the other, can't meet in the middle. You're going to be single your whole life, you know. But seems like you figured it out. I figured it out. At least I think I have. I've been married for 21 years. Eventually you figure it out, and you just, you know, you learn to live with people. You learn to live that you're not going to win all the battles, especially as a man. You're not going to win all the battles, that's for sure. Which, you know, it is what it is. Seems like maybe my light, I don't know, it's going down or dimming or something like that. Anyways. Sometimes it's hard. You know what I'm going to make? Is I'm going to make a 3D printed part that I can take a light like this little light attachment. I'm sure they make these out there, but I'm going to make one for myself that just attaches to my steering wheel so I can like move this light where I want. I just need a better mount for it, or I could just hold it, I guess. Woohoo! But I've got it on my Osmo 3, which is off right now. It's just kind of stuck there on a magnet, and it's not working that well. It is what it is. So yeah, anyways, it was good live stream chatting with you, Tiff. I don't think anyone else was in the chat, but I think a few people popped in here and there. See, yeah, what you put in your body definitely matters. My husband is on all types of medicine, and I hear about people that are younger than me on high blood pressure medicine. I'm on no medication. Good for you, Tiff. That's great. I was on this high cholesterol thing like 10 or 15 years ago. It was like a thing we found out through Pfizer. I did like this preventative thing. I was on it for a number of years, and then I stopped drinking beer, and then my high triglycerides went down, and now they're next to nothing. And it was probably due to this, maybe the medicine too, that helped that I took for a number of years. But I think it's just the beer drinking. You know, alcohol definitely affects your body. So I don't drink very much. I mean, I still have a beer here and there, but few and far between. You know, you have kids, you just don't have time for that. So anyways, I gotta let you go. I gotta go in and get my daughter from the dance class, and yeah, I'll be seeing you around, Tiff, and everyone else who stopped in. I don't know if anyone else is on here, but if you guys could like and subscribe to the channel, take a look at my previous video, and everyone have a good day. Later, Tiff. See ya.